Today, we're diving into a really powerful shift in thinking. What it could look like to thrive, not by constantly managing our lives, but by actually tending to them. Let's get into it.
So let's just start with a question that I think is going to hit home for a lot of us. That feeling of just total burnout. Having absolutely nothing left in the tank. It's almost become the default setting for so many of us, right?
And a huge reason we feel this way comes down to this one powerful idea. This metaphor we live by without even realizing it. We think of our energy, our time, our joy, like it's all in a bank account. And every single day, life is just making one withdrawal after another.
Let's give it a name. The bank account mindset. The core belief is simple. You start with a certain amount, and your main job is just damage control. You're just trying to manage the depletion so you don't hit zero. So thriving isn't really about growth, it's just about not going spiritually bankrupt.
And what's wild is how this way of thinking starts to poison everything. Your job, your responsibilities, those are withdrawals. Even relationships become withdrawals. And our spiritual lives get warped by it too. Prayer, that's just a quick top-up to get you through the next thing. Rest isn't about genuine renewal, it's just maintenance to keep the machine from breaking down.
But then, right in the middle of all that anxiety, comes this total game changer. This simple but incredibly powerful statement that challenges the whole system. This is not God's economy.
And this, right here, gets to the heart of the problem. The entire premise of that bank account is just wrong, because spiritually, life isn't a closed system. It's not some limited resource we have to hoard and protect. There's a totally different way to see it.
And that new way, let's call it the field mindset. In this view, life isn't a vault you have to protect, it's a field full of seeds you've been given. Your job isn't to manage what's being drained, but to plant and tend to what's been entrusted to you, with patience, with care, and with a whole lot of trust in a process you can't fully control.
And when you put them side by side, man, the difference is just night and day. The bank mindset, it's all about fearing loss. The field mindset is all about learning to trust. One is a closed system built on anxiety. The other is an open system built on hope.
Okay, I get it. This sounds really nice, right? But what does it actually look like in real life? How do we stop being these anxious bank managers and start becoming patient gardeners of our own lives?
All right, so this idea of tending, what does that actually mean? Well, it's not about trying harder. It's about a different kind of action. It's about watering, actively nourishing yourself and the people around you. It's about clearing space, pulling out the weeds of hurry or bitterness that choke out life. It's about paying attention, just being present to what is. And maybe the toughest one, it's about waiting, trusting that growth is happening under the surface, even when you can't see it.
And this is absolutely the most important part to get. This is not about more effort. It's all about connection. Think about it like a branch on a vine. A branch doesn't produce fruit by straining and trying harder. It produces fruit simply by staying connected. The real work is just staying rooted. When you start living from that place of connection, it opens you up to this incredible invitation to stop living all cramped and defensive, to live openly, to live expansively. It's a direct challenge to that small, scared feeling that the bank account mindset gives us.
So really, a big piece of this tending is all about our internal posture. It's about noticing those places inside us where fear or maybe just sheer exhaustion has made us clench up and close ourselves off. Tending is that gentle work of letting those places soften, of trusting there's enough space to breathe again.
So what happens if we actually do this? If we really lean into this idea of tending instead of just managing, what's the payoff? What's the promise here? Well, the promise we find is just beautiful. It's this incredible rhythm, not from strength to burnout, not from strength down to depletion, but from strength to strength.
See? That's the rhythm we were talking about. That's how God's economy works. It's a kind of strength that comes from being on the move, from trusting the journey. It's a constant renewal that actually sustains us along the way, instead of a resource that just gets used up.
But here's a really important thing to remember. This renewal, it's not always going to feel like a lightning bolt. It's an internal reality. So even on days when your body is tired, when the world feels heavy, something on the inside is being quietly renewed, day by day.
And what's so wild is how this whole idea is showing up for us like right now on the calendar.
This year, we're in this really unique moment, this double threshold, where the vibrant energy of the Lunar New Year converges with the quiet reflection of Ash Wednesday. It's a season of fire and ash.
And what you get is this incredible, powerful balance. On one side, you have fire, vitality, movement, courage, desire. And on the other, you have ash, humility, a sense of our mortality, and a call to return. They're not fighting each other. They're creating a holy passage.
So the key is to see this season not as another thing that's going to make a withdrawal from your bank account. It's actually an invitation to use this combination of energy and humility to move toward a life that's more deeply rooted.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. Let's make it super practical. Here are 3 questions to just sit with. First, what are the seeds that have been entrusted to you? Your gifts, your passions, your people. Second, where are you still stuck in that bank mindset, trying to spend and manage instead of planting? And finally, what would gentle, faithful tending look like for you, right here, right now?
At the end of the day, if you remember just one thing, let it be this. It's a total reframing of how we exist. Life is not a bank account to be managed, it is a field to be tended.
And so I'll just leave you with this final thought. A question to really sit with. What would change for you, maybe even starting today, if you really believed your purpose wasn't to spend yourself into the ground, but to plant yourself into life?